Okay, all right. Thank you very much for watching. Uh, it has been a very interesting day yesterday for the Gambia. The Senegambian derby was played, and you know, many people, sounds good about the performance of the Gambia, but not the results. I think I equally also share the same thing. The results was very bad because losing 3-0 will never be a good result for any team, irrespective of the opponent you face. We played against Senegal, the pre-tournament favorites of AFCON. You know, Personally, I always know that it is always going to be a tall order for the Gambia to have any positive results against a team like Senegal. But what impressed me most about the game was, some glimpse of performance the boys did. I think the results is not satisfactory because in as much as I always knew that it would be very difficult for the Gambia to have a good result against Senegal, but again, the margin 3-0 for me it was very big. Let's talk about the positive side. The Gambia did well in terms of performance, but in terms of result, it was not okay. The boys were pushing; they pushed a lot. It was very bad that it was as early as in the fourth minute they conceded a goal. I think that make everything difficult for the Gambia. Going a goal down in the fourth minute. Because the more we push Senegal, the more they will be eager, the more they will start to doubt themselves. But we are just unfortunate to concede a goal as early as in the fourth minute. And then comes the red card, at the nick of halftime, before the halftime break, Ibu Adams, conceded a very bad red card. That was a reckless challenge. But again, what happened? The Gambia did well. We could have even done better hadn't been our defense and more particularly our midfield were pressing well. At some point, I have seen Musa and Yankuba Minte and Ali both pressing. When the Gambia lose ball, you see how aggressively they will press to win the ball back. But in our midfield, before the red card of Ibu Adams, it was only Ibu who was going after every player in Senegal trying to win the ball, with some aggression. But again, for that of Mane, Alassana, Moro they call him, he was not aggressive enough. And Ibrahima Dawo too was not aggressive enough. And his overall play was not also convincing. Because hadn't been he was convincing, at least the Gambia would have just something. Because you look at all the goals we conceded yesterday. Senegal will push us towards the byline, then cut the ball back for the incoming player to hammer home. That's what happened to Pape Gay and he scored. That's how Lamin Camara also scored, his brace. The Senegalese players would take the ball towards the byline, then cut the ball for the incoming player and they will hammer home. So, this is the first game of AFCON. We have something to lose, obviously, because we are, at least for me, I'm expecting the team to reach the second round. How will they reach the second round? I don't know. But whether it will be, finishing as second in the runners-up in the group to qualify automatically, or take, at least, getting one of the, the third best place. That's how we should make it. It will be very difficult if we cannot make it around that. It will be very disappointing rather. For me, I think we have the team. The boys yesterday, the way they played was somehow at least better. But again, our problem was in the midfield. But our midfield was not aggressive enough. And if your midfielders are not aggressive enough to win balls back and to clear the danger zone, it is always going to be a problem. It is always going to be a problem. But let's hope and pray that come on Friday, when we lock horns with the silly nationals of Guinea, then things will change. Because we don't only need our strikers to be aggressive and our defenders to be aggressive, trying to win balls back. What we need is the midfield should be very, very aggressive to win these second balls. And our midfield, they were not winning the second ball. Alassane Mane had some decent game. His passing, overall passing was okay. But again, how many balls do he recover or win? Very minimal. And for Ibrahima, I think by his standards, he had a very bad game. He had a very, very bad game. He was not winning balls. And his overall passing also was not up to standard. And for Ibu Adam, for me, I think he was doing okay until when, the unfortunate incident happened, and then he got that red card. But if not, he was doing okay. So next match we'll be having back Ibrahim Akuli and of course the Ablai Jallow. Ablai Jallow has been a key member of the Scorpion squad, especially the last 2 or 3 seasons or so. He is also, he has been our most instrumental player. Sorry for that. He has been the one scoring important goals for the Scorpions. And whenever he's not on the pitch, we tend to feel his absence. And even yesterday was this, exactly the same. Because creativeness was lacking. Yes, Ali had 2 big chances he missed. But I think, for the header, I think he turns his head so quickly before even the ball arrived. And the other one, when Musa Barrow cannon in a powerful shot from long range, I also think the ball came at a time that he was not at his best position. And then it was a problem for him. He could not just direct the ball into the net. But that all is football. Guys, next game is there on Friday. That's against Guinea. Some people think that Guinea is the lesser side here. But again, if you look at the statistic of Guinea in the last 1 year or so, especially after the AFCON, I will tell you that they have one of the most improving squad. One of the most improving squad. Yesterday, their game against Cameroon, they worked their socks off to make sure that they get something out of that game. Receiving a red card in the first half and still containing the Cameroonian team tells you a lot about Guinea. And at some point, they created some goal-scoring opportunities to even win the game, but they were not just fortunate. And they have a very good defense. Remember Silla, the Montpellier man, who is playing in Montpellier week in, week out. Yesterday could not even start for Guinea. Even when they were a man down, he was introduced in the last 5 minutes. But I'm still hopeful that we can cross our first task. Our first task will be how to manage to get out of this group. How will it be is the question mark. But I trust the boys, and of course I trust Tom. And I did make a post about Tom, whether Tom should go back to tradition to make sure that he play more defensive. Because seemingly that seems to also yield us some positive results. Because if you look at our football, I know a lot of Gambians, including KB Sonko, like that flamboyant football where you will be playing the ball, tick-tack, play the beautiful way and score. But again, in the group we find ourselves in, we are in a group with teams that, by all accounts, their level is at least 1 or 2 steps ahead of the Gambia. Yes, I know we are hateful as a country, as journalists, as citizens, as fans, as spectators of the game, of the beautiful game. We think the Gambia can do better. The Gambia can do better, of course. Yesterday when they were playing, they played very good football. Very good football. The result was not okay, was not all right. But I think that was due to 1 or 2 things that we have not getting right. What we did not get right was our defenders, our midfielders were not pressing hard enough. All the 3 goals, if our midfielders pressed hard enough, we would have averted those goals. But because our midfielders were not, aggressive enough, the Senegalese take advantage of that and they scored. Lamin Camara with 2 fantastic goals, and even Pap Gay, that goal he scored. Not everybody will score that goal. How he hit that ball first time low tells you the quality about that team. So there's no shame losing to Senegal. Yes, they are, they are our neighbors, we are cross-border neighbors, but again, Senegal is a top team. They are the pre-tournament favorites. And if you look at the Senegal we are talking about, it's a Senegal that do not fill in yesterday Pape Sarr of Tottenham Hotspur. It is a Ghana Gay of Everton, and even Sheikh Kouyaté. All these big players were not in. Lamin Sarr, Pape Sarr rather, and Lamin Camara were the ones in charge of the midfield. Even Iliman Jai was on the bench. We know his capability. The time he came, he was the one who, the third goal was courtesy of his masterclass. The way he dance pass our players tells you the quality he has. But against Guinea, let's say Guinea is a top team, but they are not, for me, the quality Senegal have, no team in Africa has that. No team in Africa have that kind of quality. And in our group too, Senegal they are the bigger gun down there. So playing against teams like Guinea and Cameroon will be underdogs, but at least I want to believe we also can at least win some points. We don't need to win the 6 points to qualify. At least we need to win one game and draw one. 4 points at least will qualify us either as the runners-up in our group or will cling one of the third best places. And for me, there is no shame taking one of the third best places. Then we'll go into the knockout stages where we can also manage our games. We can defend and hit our opponents on counter, and that can hit us a positive result. Because with the wingers we have, the likes of Alou Fadera, Yankuba Minde, Musa Barrow, Ibrahim Akuli, and even Abdoulaye Diallo, he can score you goals, he can create you goals. So the only thing for now is I think we need to work on our midfield. Now that Ibo Adams, the one who can press better than any other player in the team, is out. Yeah, I understand Yusufa Bob Jaguar is in the team, and also Solmare, but we all question their fitness level, and especially this difficult group. But who knows? Probably they also have been keeping their fitness well. So if they are fit, I think they will be fit. If they are fit, I think they will be good enough playing against Guinea Conakry. But if they are not fit, we still need to fix something. Fix our midfield. I think the midfield is the problem. Ibrahima Dabo was not at his best yesterday. And then Alassane Mane, we know him. Yes, he's a declined midfielder, but he's not that someone who will be recovering and winning a lot of balls. He's the one who can, set the attack, take the ball from the defense, try to make sure that at least the team has a decent ball possession. And when he's at the attacking end, he has eye for goal, and also he can create a goal from out of nothing. And Ibrahima Dabo too, he's a very good footballer. Remember, he just recovered from a long-term injury, then transferred to Lax from Roma on a season-long loan, and for a season-long loan and an option to make it permanent. So maybe he's not game fit, but he has not been starting a lot of games for Lax too in Australia. But maybe next game Hamza will come. Maybe next game they will throw in Jacob Mendy in midfield, at least for his ball retention. He's a very good ball player, and then he's that one who always go in down there, die for whatever task he has to do. So till I come your way next time, I think I will stop here. Thank you very much. So 3-0 is a bad result though, but the performance, I think it was satisfactory.